not sure when we're gonna be back or what apartment or what. Actually, currently staying in my mom's basement, you know, which we're lucky to do. Since I don't have access to my favorite toy from these, or my favorite toy from my childhood, I actually have a bunch of toys stored here that I kept, probably because I didn't want to let go of my childhood for the early part of it, but really because I want to be able to have my kids play with them someday. I don't have kids yet, but you know, it's hopefully it's in the cards. But I want to treat you guys to some more obscure toys. At least they've become obscure in the over the course of history. But when I was 4 years old, or however old I was when they came out, 3, 4, as far as we knew, they were all the rage. And I'm talking about, let me start off since it's in the thumbnail, I'm talking about food fighters. Who remembers food fighters? These things were awesome. The soft rubber, you know, they don't squeak, but you could hear the air come out of them. Soft rubber, hard plastic arms and legs, and they were just fun. They're all food themed. Now I have written down here because I couldn't remember. These food fighters were obviously all patterned after different types of food. Here we have a hot dog, and they're sectioned off into good guys and bad guys. The good guys, you have the kitchen commandos. And I believe that this burger here is the head. He's called Brigadier General. And they're all food themed, obviously, food fighters. You have Private Pizza. And all the good guys have green, although a lot of the helmets are lost somewhere. I mean, these toys are 35 years old. Private Pizza, my favorite, and I believe the first one I ever got, the donut, Major Munch. Yes, Scales, that is a Rawley's hot dog. Who else do I have from the good guys side? We have Lieutenant Leg, who's a drumstick, chin leg. So those are the 4 kitchen commandos that I have. And then you have the bad guys who have the black hats and the brown boots. We have Mean Wiener. We have a short stack of pancakes. We have Fat Frenchie. Those are the only food fighters that I had. They did make a few more. I remember there was a chocolate chip cookie that I never had, and I think my cousins had it, and I really always wanted that one. But yeah, didn't get that one. Can you do say my name, please? I don't know what that means. Aria Askew. Aria Askew. But yeah, who remembers these? These were a lot of fun. I'm shocked at how small they are. I haven't looked at these toys in ages, and going through the container that I have these toys in, I was like, man, these are small. I remember them being a lot bigger. Carson, yes, you can have a shout out. There's your shout out. What's up, Carson? Thank you for joining. Now, on to the next obscure toys. Barnyard Commandos. Anybody remember these Barnyard Commandos? Hey, you McDonald's mook. What are you, a wise guy? Yeah, I don't know what that means, Desert Coliseum. Barnyard Commandos were divided up into 2 teams as well. You had the Rams, who were all sheep, and the Porks. And the Rams, I still have the booklet that tells you who's who. So here we have Pilot Fluff Pendleton. We have Commodore Fleece Cardigan. And do I have his... oh, I still have it. I can't believe I still have a lot of stuff. Commodore Fleece Cardigan. We have... what is this guy's name? Major Leonard Mutton, who has a bazooka. This is a pretty badass, badass weapon here. We have Sergeant Wooly Pullover. Do I have his weapon? It looks like I lost that weapon. Lost the annals of time. And that's it for the Rams. And then we have the Pork. The Pork are all pigs, as one can figure out. We have General Ham Fat Lardo, who I believe my first two Barnyard Commandos were Ham Fat Lardo and Pilot Fluff Pendleton. Then we have Sergeant Shoten Sweet, who uses this apparatus apparently that his nose can go through. We have Private Sido Bacon, which is kind of a depressing one. But that's not his. Sorry, this is Private Side Bacon. And they kind of all look the same. They're all Mud Street pigs. I said, yippee, now I subscribe and like. Okay, Carson. And our final one, Captain Tusker Chitlins with the underwater apparatus. So the Porks fight the Rams. That's how it goes. It also in this box. So did anybody remember Barnyard Commandos? I think there might have been a cartoon or a comic strip. I don't remember watching that or seeing that. I remember seeing commercials on TV. I remember playing with the toys. I mean, I played for hours with Food Fighters, Barnyard Commandos. You know, the Barnyard Commandos have some pretty serious looking weapons. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, you got Pilot Fluff Pendleton in a plane with missiles. I mean, this Ram has got a freaking bazooka on his back. I always liked this. I thought that this was really cool. I just remember having a lot of fun playing with these. I have one more very obscure set of toys I'm going to show you. And it's funny because the Barnyard Commandos, the Food Fighters, and by the way, Food Fighters, anytime I hear the name Food Fighters, the band, I immediately think of Food Fighters. And I pretty much anytime I type it, text it, I always type Food Fighters. And as a kid, I thought that Foo Fighters was a takeoff on Food Fighters. It's like, oh yeah, he must be talking about the toys. That's where he got the name. But these are just like a perfect encapsulation of a moment in time in the late 80s. I mean, if you were a little kid in 1988, 1989, you probably played with these. If you were a year or two younger, no shot you're gonna know them. And if you're a little bit older, I mean, you might have played with these, maybe if you were like 5, 6, but not much older. But here's the totally random one, and I can't believe that I still have these. But these were part of a McDonald's marketing campaign in the late 80s, starring everybody's favorite moon, Mac Tonight. I don't know if anybody remembers this, that, and that. These are two I have. I have the this is like, not even a motorcycle, it's a moped, an airplane. I think they made more than one motorcycle, more than one airplane. I feel like I remember there being a red motorcycle. I think I had a third toy at some point along the way. But this was a major trip down memory lane, like big nostalgia feelings seeing these. I'm just really happy that I hung on to them, and as annoying as it is for them to take up space, and thank you, Mom, for hanging on to them for a bit. But you know, hopefully I can hang on to them for a little longer, and then little Mr. Cast or little Mrs. Cast can play with them someday. But you know, let me know, drop a comment. Let me know if you remember these toys. You know, did you play with Barnyard Commandos? Did you play with Food Fighters? Do you think of the Foo Fighters when you hear Food Fighters? Do you remember Mac Tonight? Did you eat Happy Meals as a kid? You know, let me know. Drop a comment, subscribe, and I have quite a few more bins full of toys to go through, but I'm not doing it by myself. I don't want to do it until one of my fellow Technodrome hosts, either Scales or Duff, can join me and go through them, because some of those things are topics we've covered before, and I want to talk to them about it. So have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you soon.